So this video is aimed to help people who are struggling with landing copywriting clients. So when you're first starting out as a copywriter and you're just looking to get into the game and you're looking for your first few clients to write for, there's a couple of things that people struggle with and it causes a lot of frustration. I wanted to break these two things down. There's probably more things, but I want to break two things down that I see as a big problem, and then give you some solutions for it. And so you can start landing copywriting clients with relative ease just by focusing on the right things. So the first point I want to talk about in this video is the fact that your offer might suck, right? So you might be reaching out to a ton of people, a ton of businesses, and thinking you're making loads of headway with meeting new people and potentially connecting with potential clients. The fact is though, if your offer sucks and it's not actually solving a specific problem for the people you're talking to, it doesn't matter how many people you're reaching out to, because you're not solving even a big enough problem or a specific enough problem for that business or person. So let's say, for example, we're reaching out to an e-commerce business and we want to help them increase conversions and help them make more sales with their products, selling their products through email marketing or email copywriting. A lot of people will sell email copywriting. So a lot of people will approach e-commerce businesses and say something along the lines of, I can help you with email copywriting. I can do your email marketing for you. And what's likely going to happen here is the business is going to turn around and say to you, well, we've already got an email copywriter, or so what? Like, what does that even achieve? The thing I want to drill home here is that if you think about the prospects or customers you want to work with and like the goals they want to reach, and you as a copywriter, and then there's a bridge in the middle of it. I talk about this concept a lot in some other videos. The email copywriting is the bridge in the middle, and it's all the things that get the prospect to the goal that you're promising, right? And most people are trying to sell email copywriting, but you want to sell the outcome and not the bridge. So sell the vacation, sell the outcome of what you're actually offering. So if you're saying that you can increase conversions through strategic email marketing that speaks directly to their audience, or you can even add some specific numbers to your offer, you can increase their sales by 1-2% within X number of days, 30, 60, 90 days or something. This is super specific and it's way more valuable than just simply offering email copywriting as a service. That's not very valuable to a business. A business is trying to grow their revenue, increase their profits. If you can figure out a strategic way to build an offer that gets a business to that end goal, you're going to be in a way better spot when it comes to people wanting to hire you as a copywriter. Alex Hormozy has a really good book called $100 Million Offers. I suggest you go and read that book if you've not already read it, because it breaks down exactly what a good offer is. Because it might be quite confusing me to sit here and say, well, you need a good offer. And I've kind of given you the highest level there, what a good offer is, or a better offer than offering email copywriting as a service. But Alex Hormozy goes really deep into what a good offer is. I'll just give you some points on it. So he says you need to have an irresistible value proposition, which is again what I've just outlined to you there. So it needs to be really specific and you need to have a very clear target audience. So it could be e-commerce brands, it could be e-commerce businesses, but I wouldn't go too niche. I've said in other videos as well, you don't need a niche for copywriting, which is very true. Email copywriting, once you learn it, or even just copywriting in general, you can apply it to any niche pretty much. You don't need to focus on health and fitness copywriting or finance copywriting or anything like that. Like once you understand copywriting, you can just apply it to any niche, which is why it's so low barrier to entry and so irresistible for people who want to try it. Another component to a good offer is that it is perceived as risk-free or as close to by the customer. Them taking you on as a copywriter or looking to hire you as a copywriter is a risk on them, both with time and money. If they take you on and you can't achieve what you say, then it's an opportunity cost and it could be a financial cost as well. So you need some sort of risk reversal to make your offer even more compelling. So this could be a guarantee, in terms of financial. So if you don't reach a certain if you don't reach a certain goal, then the client is entitled to get their money back, no questions asked. Sometimes those businesses aren't bothered about the finance side of things, or they are, but what's more important to them is that they don't waste time. So then to combat this, you could almost say, well, I will continue to work with you until you reach this goal. So it's not essentially tied to the financial thing, but it's tied more to you completely guaranteeing and promising they will get to that end goal. And I think in some instances, that's actually more valuable than having a 30-day money back guarantee. I almost think that guarantee And guarantees like that are like so overused now, they're not even valuable anymore. So you have to become a little bit more creative in how you offer a guarantee and a risk reversal. And these are all things that I do go over in my course, which is details in the description below, as well as my free copy club if you're interested in joining that. Another component to a good offer is scarcity and urgency. So this could be either a limited number of spaces. So if you're a copywriter, for example, and you're doing this as an individual on your own, you're going to be limited by time more than likely. So you can only take on a certain number of clients. So using limited number of spaces, saying you are only looking for X number of people to work with right now, is quite confidence inspiring. It's quite like, I quite like the scarcity aspect like that, using limited numbers. I think it's really powerful when using the right way. Obviously, you can't really use limited numbers or something and scarcity stuff when you're selling digital products. I've seen people doing that, like saying there's a limited number of digital downloads. I'm like, are you actually serious? Anyway, that's a thing for another time. And there's also urgency as well. So you've got urgency and scarcity. Scarcity is like limited number of spots. Urgency could be a time thing. So maybe you're only looking to work with people in the next few weeks or a few months or whatever. You can use that as a risk reversal. You can use that as a way of adding scarcity and urgency to your offer. You can also include bonuses and add-ons. So this could be extra consulting. It could be additional perks that prop up the main offer. This has to be relevant and genuine value to the customer. So this can't be an afterthought. I almost think about the bonuses when I'm creating them for customers, like trying to make them more valuable than the actual thing you are selling, because then the actual thing becomes irresistible. Because then you're like, well, how is this, the bonus is more valuable than the main thing. Imagine like how good the main thing is if the bonus is this. Another thing that people seem to miss is that you should keep it very simple. I've fallen into this trap before and thinking the more complex something is, the better value it must be. Whereas in actual fact, the simplicity and clarity that you have in an offer is the thing that will sell it more. If a client can't understand what you're selling, there's a very slim chance they're going to buy it. You want to make it really simple and really clear, like what is the outcome you're offering and how easy is it for the customer to understand. Another good thing to add on to the end of having a good offer is social proof and credibility. So this will come the more and more you do copyright and have clients, because then you can use their results as part of your offer to show that you know your shit and you can achieve what you're promising. Without that to start with, this is where we have to use a risk reversal or a guarantee of some sort to take the risk off the client. And then the second part to this is you're speaking to the wrong people, more than likely. The right people, I would call these dream clients. So like, let's just quickly break down what a dream client is. Now, a dream client, when it comes to copywriting or email copywriting, you want somebody who is already selling a product, right? Don't try and get somebody as a client who is not selling a product or offering a service. Or say, for example, you approach someone and they say, oh, I've got this pipe dream. It's, I'm launching this business or this new service in the next few months. Do you want to come and do all the copywriting for me? It won't be paid now, but as soon as we launch, you can either have equity in it or we'll pay you. I'd be very skeptical with that sort of stuff because it's not proven. So you've no idea if all this work you're putting in is actually going to repay you after it launches or if it ever launches. So you want someone who is already selling a proven product or service. You also want to speak to people who are in the education space and not the entertainment space. So the education space, things like this, teaching a skill versus a compilation of cat videos, which is entertainment or a vlog or something, or a personal brand. So you can still do copywriting for people with personal brands, for sure, but I would definitely go back to that first point of looking whether they have a product or not. And I would more than likely focus on education. So find people who are teaching a skill, and you're more than likely, if you go down the back end of their funnel and see what they're actually selling and what they're offering, you will see ways in which that you can help them with copywriting, not just email copywriting, but all aspects of their funnel, whether their landing page, their actual lead magnet, their product, their email welcome sequence, like whatever it is. There's so many opportunities there. So focus on education, businesses who offer services or products rather than entertainment creators or personal brands. And then the final point in this video, maybe you're just not reaching out to enough people. So I've said this a lot in the fact that getting clients to start with is a volume game. It may take you up to 100 direct messages, I would say, to get your first client. Don't be disheartened, like if you send 2 direct messages and don't get a client. Some people may ignore you. Some people have other lives going on. Most people have other lives going on. Sometimes potential clients need following up with. Most people do. And in fact, most sales that I've closed in the past are always done in a follow-up. It's never just one message and then that kind of leads into a sale or a conversation open. It's always following up with people, which is why having a tracking sheet for this stuff is super important, which is, I have one of those in Zero to Paid, my course, which helps you track all the people you're actually speaking to. I think that is really useful for anyone to have. Just even a way of collecting all the people you're reaching out to and whether you reached out to them first and then followed up with them and how many times, and then the date as well, so you can really see from a bird's eye view how many people you've reached out to. And set yourself a number to reach for every day. So say, for example, you are going to set aside 20 minutes to half an hour of really focused work to reach out to clients. Stick to that every single day. Make it a habit and be disciplined about it. Because if you're reaching out to 50 people one day and then you get burnt out and don't do it for the next 2 weeks, then that's kind of like not a long-term sustainable way to get started with freelance copywriting. You need to have something that's sustainable, like a system. So make a system from the start. If you can only do 20 minutes or you can do 10 outreach messages in a day, just tick that box and pick a number you can tick the box for every single day of the week, or every 5 out of 7 days of the week, whatever your schedule is. You'll get results way faster doing that, I guarantee it, rather than burning out and just thinking, yeah, I'm going to sit here for hours, outreach to clients. It doesn't work like that. It's a volume gain, yes, but it has to be something that you can do for the long run and actually enjoy, because there'd be nothing worse than starting doing this and actually hating it, because then you'd be just building yourself another job you don't like. Use a Pomodoro timer or a technique, which is essentially where you set a timer for 20 minutes, half an hour, and you just do focus work for that time, nothing else. Search on Google, it's well worth looking into. If you're still struggling to land clients, there are some useful links in the description below if you want to check those out. Comment below if you've got any questions, and I'll get back to you with a response or even make a video for you.